If you thought all zombie movies were a sure thing, think again. Some of them should have just stayed 6 feet under. We're counting down the 10 worst zombie movies that somehow crawled out of the grave and onto our screens. But trust us, they belong buried. The tamest and best of the worst, The Dead Don't Die has a star-studded cast and a rather unusual premise. Strange things are happening in a small town. Just give it a second. The day doesn't seem to end. Communications don't work. Pets escape into the forest. And then the moon's toxic light starts bringing back all the dead folks.
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking zombies.
You look gorgeous. Oh my. Are you in this together?
We haven't seen a curse as a cause of the zombie apocalypse for so long that we're almost ready to excuse Zombie Town's underwhelming execution. Almost. In this movie, a couple watches an old movie reel and unleashes the zombie curse on their town. And now, they must quickly find the wicked filmmaker to reverse the curse.
You just roll the film and it turns the actors into the living dead. It's the power to suck the souls out of everyone in its vicinity.
We can stop them from spreading.
Mesmerian had all the knowledge. If he were here, he'd know what to do.
Your films must be burnt. You have to destroy them all.
Go to the theater. Stop the projector. That's the last film. Oh, God. Can you drive?
Have you seen my kid? Dean, should have been home an hour ago. Your mom's gonna be very upset with you.
We've decided against tapping into the truly cursed genre of zombie apocalypses set in high schools. But Scout's Guide is pretty close to that. You see, the heroic protagonists who must save their small town, and potentially the Earth, from zombies are 3 Boy Scouts and a reckless waitress. Are you excited already? Thought so.
Awesome!
Dude, something's wrong with her. Look at her chest.
No, that's makeup, dummy! The jungle theme! Oh my God! Wait, you're the stripper!
Cocktail waitress.
What is going on?
What the fuck do you think? Everyone's eating each other.
Like a...
Another case of poor execution betraying an interesting premise. Automaton transfusion zombies came to be as a result of the government's attempt to bring American soldiers who had died in Vietnam back to life. This could have been a decently entertaining flick, but beyond the premise, it falls apart, starting with teenage heroes.
We have to make it back to the car. It's our only chance of making it out of here.
I knew this was a bad idea.
You wouldn't believe it from the title, but zombie strippers undead also begin their unlives as a result of the government's attempts to bring back dead soldiers, albeit this time from Iraq. Once the outbreak happens and the virus makes its way to a strip club, however, it's about a very different and blatantly nasty war for survival.
Now, every man's fantasy is about to become
What seems to be the problem, Doc?
Believe it or not, zombies.
their worst nightmare.
After his golden zombie classic, George Romero just couldn't stop making new zombie movies. Unfortunately. But Survival of the Dead had a great idea, if we're being honest. Set on a small island, it pitted the locals against their undead friends and relatives, having them both survive and try to cure their unfortunate loved ones.
The only families ever lived on this island were yours and mine. No strangers.
You can't save a person who's already dead.
Somebody's gonna find a cure for this.
A beautiful place to live. And to die.
What if during the zombie virus outbreak, a small group was stuck in a bunker inside a quarantined town? They have a doctor among them who's actively trying to develop a vaccine or a cure and all that. Your thoughts? Day of the Dead could have been an okay, entertaining movie, but it came off as a disastrous rip-off attempt.
Half the town's sick. We're overwhelmed.
Dad?
We really need a doctor.
What's happening to these people?
Someone here is infected.
Once again, a zombie apocalypse has a bunch of military officers and civilians locked in an underground bunker, trying to fend off the attackers while their doctor attempts to develop a cure. Unfortunately, she's lacking a crucial ingredient that can only be harvested on the surface, so a group of soldiers is sent to secure it before it's too late.
Lord, make me a channel of thy peace. Where there are shadows, I may bring light. Where there is discord, harmony.
Without even getting into everything else wrong with Return of the Living Dead Part 2, there's just one thing you need to know about it. This movie's entire premise is based on two curious kids finding barrels of toxic gas that turn humans into zombies. Again. The first movie did almost the exact same thing. How creative!
Jesse will be the first to know. Billy will be the first to go.
We've got to get out of here. Get to a phone.
7 of the living against an army of the dead, starved for life.
Straight from the deepest grave in the locale, we have the most rotten zombie movie for today, House of the Dead. This one did everything to fail, combining every possible cliché, from a cursed house on an isolated island to sending a group of stupid teenagers for a rave there. It's a recipe for disaster, especially when you throw nauseatingly terrible execution on top of the clichés like House of the Dead did. With a $12 million budget, it grossed only $1.8 million worldwide, becoming one of Lionsgate's biggest regrets.
Doesn't this bother any of you? We're on the island where the party of the year is supposed to be happening, but it's completely deserted.
Well, they sure as hell did not go to 7-Eleven to get more booze.
Can't hear anything.
Neither do I.
Run!